Good morning, and welcome to the Here's Help Radio Show, a public service program serving South Florida for over 30 years, discussing issues and community affairs that have a direct impact on our community. Here's Help is a nonprofit, comprehensive rehabilitation and educational agency that has been providing treatment services in South Florida since 1968. For more information about Here's Help or the Here's Help Radio Show, you can contact us at 305-685-8201. If you need help or know of someone who is having a substance abuse or alcohol problem, you can call our admissions office at 305-685-8201, extension 225. If you would like to make a cash donation to Here's Help and join the fight against drug abuse, call Footy at 305-685-8201, extension 227. And now, the host of this week's edition of the Here's Help Radio Show.
Good morning, South Florida. This is Rixus Alfonso, host of the Here's Help Radio Show. We have a fantastic show in store for you today. And here with me is my friend Sandra Lozano Berry, Executive Director of Light of the World Clinic, Clínica Luz del Mundo. Welcome, Sandra.
Hi, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Finally got you here after all these years.
I know, it's an accomplishment, but I'm so excited to be here.
It is a great accomplishment.
Yes.
Thank you so much for making the time to come out. I know it's hard to get out here this early in the morning. Sandra, let's tell her, I know all about Light of the World Clinic and I love it, obviously, but let's tell our listeners a little bit about the charity and what you do.
Well, the Light of the World Clinic was established by our wonderful founder, Dr. Erwin Vasquez, a cardiologist who believed in giving back to the community. He was a religious man, but more importantly, he was one who saw the need with his patients needing access to health care, and they couldn't afford it. Well, I think at that point he got some community leaders and everyone he could muster, and the Light of the World Clinic was born in 1989. And since then, we have grown tremendously in reaching out to the Broward County community to be able to provide medical services at no charge or nominal fees.
Well, and we also know that Dr. Vasquez had the first lady of Broward County, Elaine Maselli Vasquez.
And you know what a gem she is.
She is a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
I call her Mama E because she can, when she calls me, it's yes, ma'am, whatever you need. She is amazing. She's our adopted Latina.
That's true. She is from New Jersey. She does
Italian?
Italian, but she is not Hispanic, but she's Hispanic in heart.
Yes, she is. Oh, she's community at heart.
Yes.
You know, she supports every diverse group of community all
She
together.
sits on so many wonderful boards
amazing.
and supports all agencies, children to the elderly. It's amazing what she does.
I love it when she tells me, but I'm 72, and I'm like, but you're still here and you're moving your...
Well, technically, isn't she, I think, 17?
I don't know. Yeah, because she was born on leap
year.
year. Yeah, that's right. So let's tell our listeners a little bit about Hispanic Women of Distinction and what an honor it is for me to be a class member of Hispanic Women. I'm back from class of 2012. But I know that this event was born 15 years ago.
Yes.
And it was something that Elaine put together to honor the work that was being done at Light of the World Clinic by honoring community leaders and therefore bringing together some fundraising dollars to help your clinic.
Absolutely. And it was that foundation, that seed that Dr. Vasquez planted. He felt that women and the Latin women in the communities were doing immense accomplishments and weren't even being recognized for it. There's recognitions for everything, but they were being singled out or not being recognized enough. And he saw the talent in the community. So, you know, Dr. Vasquez and then Elaine, that power duo.
I mean, it's
they were
just
able
wonderful.
15 years now,
15
and look
years.
how much it's grown.
And you know what I love, and I get goosebumps because, you know, when you're a Hispanic woman of distinction and you've been through it like I have, it's an honor. You know, you just get inducted into this family, this community family, and we all help each other out. It's like a great networking arm, you know. We all have charities that we support. Mm-hmm. We all have our professional lives, but we all take the time to help each other out. And it's crazy that Elaine brings together more than 1,000 people for a luncheon on a Friday in August when it's so hot. I went to the luncheon last week, and I got there a little late because I had a meeting, and there was no parking. I had to park like 2 blocks away. I said, there she goes again. She did it. She sold out Signature Grand. She takes the entire ballroom, fills it up, and all the money goes to the Light of the World Clinic. How much have you raised in the last 15 years? Do you know?
Actually, I'm not certain. It's been a good amount, not nearly what we could do based on all the services, because we run such a tight ship,
I know that, and I'll tell you what. I cheated because I went to your 990s when I got selected Hispanic Women of Distinction. I'm very picky with saying yes to things in the community, especially when it's fundraising, because I want to make sure that if I'm going to put my name to fundraise for something, and at that time I wasn't too in tune with the clinic and wasn't sure and when I looked it up, and your accountant or your auditor is Chuck, who I know, who's been doing auditing for Here's Help forever, for 20 years.
Chuck and Marilyn are awesome.
So I went on, that's how much you know that I did really look at your 990s. And I looked at your 990s and I was so impressed with your 990s, with what the salaries were, with everything, that I accepted the award, because I said, if I'm going to put, and that's how I am. I'm very honest.
I did not know that.
Yes, but I don't, obviously I don't say that, but I am proud to say it on air and to tell people that I did look at your 990s and I was very impressed with the work you're doing. So
well,
congratulations.
Thank you. Because it takes a village. I've always said Erwin, Dr. Vasquez, as we call him, was always that center of the wheel. He was the heart. But everyone like you and supporters were the spokes.
He's in heaven, but he's there every year at the event. His name is said so many times at the event, and what I also love is that the event is awarding scholarships for students. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, with the funds that we raise, we believe in giving back to those in the community, and what better way than to honor our young Latinas of the future who are doing well but may need some financial help, and if we can help them to attain those goals and reach those those really accomplishments that they want. It's amazing. They're not all high school, they're not college. A lot of them are actually moms working full-time, carrying 2 jobs and going to school at the same time. How could you not reward that kind of commitment?
I mean, it's just, it's something that, I go to a lot of charity events, and not all the time sometimes you see the money's being spent, frivolously on decoration or this or that. And I know for a fact that Elaine gets everything donated, because I'm on those emails and she's asking, I need goodie bag stuff. I need this. I need that.
I feel like we're professional beggars sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, but I'm good with that. When it's for charity, I actually took my son on Saturday. We had the pastor from Pembroke Park Church of Christ here a week and a half ago, 2 weeks. And they did a health fair at the church this weekend. And my 7-year-old, I told him on Saturday, we woke up in the morning, I said, we're going to go volunteer at the Pembroke Park Church of Christ. He goes, okay, Mommy, can we just go to the place we went to? Because I took him in the holidays, and he got to help Santa at the Salvation Army in Fort Lauderdale. Can we just go where Santa is? I'm like, no, we're going where Santa's not. And he went to the church, and he helped out, and it was so nice, Got to teach our kids young to go out and help out.
That's exactly. I've taken my son. He volunteers at the clinic. I've taken him to the soup kitchens. I've taken him everywhere, because it's amazing how they all think every kid has what they have.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
When he realized, and he said, Mom, I'm donating CDs and video games, but they didn't have a Game Boy to even play those video games. All of a sudden, I think a light bulb goes on in their head.
Absolutely.
And I wanted him to know that, no, you have to work for what you have. So it's a great lesson that
it
you're
is a great
teaching your
lesson.
child
Yeah, we
too.
have to teach all of our children, Tell me a little bit about what you're looking for from the community. What supports can the community help the clinic with? Do you take volunteers? Do you need donations? What do you need?
We need all the above. Primarily, we can use donations both in medical equipment, medical supplies, office supplies. We can also take donations of services for the silent auctions, for events, help at registration. There's so much that you can give, but there's also, thinking of forward. Think of us for your will. When you're doing your estate planning and you don't know what to do, think of a charity that you can leave a legacy behind. Those are things that we really could sit down with everyone and discuss a customized program of giving. But volunteers, whether you're a doctor, a specialist, that we could utilize at the clinic to add to the already 15 plus specialists who do come.
And that is such a huge, let me tell you, it's such a huge help. At Here's Help here, we had a dentist for a long time that was volunteering, and we built out in one of the rooms a dental clinic. We had young adults here that were living here that had never seen a dentist, had never had a cleaning, had cavities and had never taken care of it. And I mean, some of our adults, some had been in prison and they came out and they're trying to get jobs and they had these gold teeth that were falling apart, and the dentist was able to fix their teeth. And it made such a difference to them. They felt so good because they were able to be presentable for that job interview, you know, and because those things, they put them on, but with time, I guess they come off or whatever, you know, and it just was so awesome to have a dentist that, you know, he was doing community service hours, but it was wonderful for us because we took a great advantage of it for our population.
And that is awesome because you don't find too many professionals who are able or willing to give that time, and that is what we do. We believe in the prevention. We know that if they're healthier families, healthier kids, healthier grandparents, there's going to be a healthier family. They're working more, they're not taking time off from school, and therefore they're more productive and being a better contributor.
You know
to
what?
the community.
It's funny because I always talk to my friends who are judges, and you know, you and I both have a lot of friends that are judges. And I tell them all the time, listen, if you ever convict somebody who did Medicaid fraud and they need to serve community hours, send them to charities. I know a few that could take doctors and dentists, and, you know, we'll make it work, you know. And I mean, for a while at Here's Help, we had he wasn't doing community hours. He was generally doing it because he wanted to help. We had a doctor here doing tattoo removal. Oh, so we had some young adults that had tattoos on their fingers, and there was, you know, there were like dollar signs or whatever, and they were trying to go into the professional world, and, you know, they did that when they were 12 or 13, and now they're 21, 22, and it's old and faded, and they wanted to get it rid of it, and they were able to take advantage of that and have a doctor take it off.
That's phenomenal. I wish there were more people like that, but little by little, one family at a time, that's how we do it. And thanks to your help in helping to get the word out and just letting people know. Our health fair in the spring is always great. We have so many events and so many opportunities. That's why as long as they contact us, we'll find a way to fit them into our schedule.
And tell me, Sandra, who do you service? Does it have to be Broward County residents, or they have to be? Okay,
they are Broward
County.
They're Broward County residents, whether single moms or parents, you know, grandparents, it doesn't matter. Children, I think our youngest is 18 months old. Our oldest is 86. We see the whole age group, and they have to live in Broward. They cannot be insured, so they are obviously uninsured, and they meet a household income level of under 200% poverty level. That actually allows them to come in and see our doctors free of charge.
That is wonderful. And you have specialists as well?
We have 15 different specialists. We have general medicine every day.
I got to take a tour.
You do, and especially now that we've moved to our new location,
Yes.
which is double the space. We are, it's wonderful. But we're in 4,000 square feet now, and we're able to expand our services. And we have 15 specialists from gynecology, cardiology, dermatology, acupuncture. They all come to the clinic, and they all give their services so that we can provide that patient-centered medical home where patients are being taken care of. They're not just here for one visit, gynecology, and they're done. They're actually seen and taken care of as a whole.
And let me ask you, because this is something that has presented an issue. What if, you know, there's people here that are here from South America that don't have, you know, they're not residents or whatever, or they're here from Haiti and they're, you know, they're here, undocumented, or they're here and they're still working on their paperwork, you would still serve them?
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people that come here and take, you know,
it's sad,
refugees, you know, and they need it. They
do.
Really, they have babies and they need it.
We do not discriminate as long as they can provide, you know, proof that they are living in Broward and they have no health insurance and they meet that household income, which many do.
Of course.
They will qualify for our services regardless of whether their, you know, their age, their religion, their beliefs, or anything else. We will see them.
One of the things that I enjoy the most about doing this show is that I get to, you know, interview people that are doing this kind of work all in all realms. So we have people here. I find out about all these programs that people don't even know exist. You know, there's programs out there if you're homeless and you want to go to a whole day of being at a place where they give you breakfast, lunch, and snack and dinner, and then you can't sleep there, but you can do activities there.
You can shower.
You can shower. There's places where they will give you a bagged lunch or bagged dinner to go if you're homeless. There's a program for people who want to get adopted as a family who don't have a network, and they'll put families together just so that they could, you know, network and have people who are here from other countries and they don't have relatives here. There's just so many wonderful programs that are here in the community, like your clinic.
And that's part of what I do. I'm part case manager, so I actually help them to resource what other resources are in the community so that they can not only get the health care from us, but then be able to transfer to other services that we may not provide. And we try and help with that, just like Hispanic Unity, just like some of our other community partners.
But what I love about your clinic, too, is, like, for example, I know that you guys even do a back-to-school drive, because I've donated product. I'm my friends at Southern Wine to donate the Evian waters for your book bags.
I didn't
Beth
realize.
hits me up every year. Are you kidding?
Well, we just had last Saturday, we started giving our back-to-school backpacks because we're starting the kids off on the right
They gave me a certificate
direction.
and everything one year, Beth. It was it looked like crayons.
Yep.
It was really pretty. I have it up in my office.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
There's so many who contribute, but every little piece helps.
Every
so
little
thank you.
piece, we just, like I said, at the Church of Pembroke Park, we donated the College Rule, and Walgreens was there and did the flu shots and everything for the parents, and it was wonderful. I mean, I love community work. Well, you know that.
Well, you've even helped us connect with Walgreens to do those flu shots for our patients, and it's been 3 years now that we are having them come out, and they do a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
with that.
and they do it for, free of charge if they're uninsured. Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. Well, if there's one last message that you want to give out, let's give out your definitely your website. It's lightoftheworldclinic.org. So if you live in Broward County and you're uninsured and you need medical services, please contact the Light of the World Clinic at 954-563-9876 or visit lightoftheworldclinic.org. And I'm sure that Sandra's team of professionals will definitely help you and get you taken care of as long as you meet those requirements, which are not many. You will be taken care of. Is there one last message that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Just letting everyone know we're the best kept secret in Broward, but you don't have to suffer without health insurance. We're there, and through your support and everyone else in the community, we're there to help everyone. Just come on out, reach out to us.
Wonderful. Thank you for coming out, Sandra. I know it's
pleasure.
far, but I'm definitely going to take you up on that tour.
Please do.
Thank you.
Thank
South
you.
Florida, we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Here's Help radio show.
Have you been introduced to Footy Sauce? Footy Sauce makes it easy to give ordinary chicken wings extraordinary flavor. Footy Wing Sauce is made with a perfect blend of herbs and spices. So what are you waiting for? Pour it on. Footy's Wing Sauce guarantees you a better tasting chicken wing every single time. When you fire up the grill, pour it on. Let Footy be your wingman. Kick your next party up a notch with Footy Sauce. Grab Footy's Wing Sauce and pour it on.
This is Kathy Fernandez-Rondo, your state attorney. In Miami, we have children being sold for sex beginning at the age of 13. Please help us stop the sale of our children for sex. Call our hotline 24/7, 305-350-5567. Thank you.
This summer, the Dan Marino Foundation is offering young adults with developmental disabilities ages 18 to 28 an opportunity to spend 1 week experiencing life on a college campus. The Summer Living Program, with locations in both Broward and Miami-Dade, promotes independence and career development. Want to learn how to live on your own, attend some exciting field trips, and meet some great people? Then the Dan Marino Foundation's Summer Living Program is the place for you this summer. For more information, visit danmarinofoundation.org.
You already know that Badia spices are all about the soul of cooking. Rich in flavor, aroma, and color. As appealing in taste as they are in value. But do you know about the new award-winning Badia Holy Smokes pork and meat rub? Crafted with a unique blend of the finest ingredients from around the world, this delicious smoked sea salt spice mix is available now at fine retailers everywhere. Try Badia's new Holy Smokes pork and meat rub today. You'll say, holy smokes.
Welcome back to this week's Here's Help radio show. If you need help or know of someone who is having a substance abuse or alcohol problem, you can call our admissions office at 305-685-8201 extension 225. And now, here's your host of this week's edition of the Here's Help radio show.
Welcome back, South Florida. This is Rixus Alfonso, host of the Here's Help radio show. And here with us to continue the show is Cornell Bunting. Cornell is here. He's an author and programmer. Welcome, Cornell.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So you have written a children's book called Lion with No Roar.
Yes.
Finding His Calling.
Yes.
I cannot wait to hear all about that. How did you come up with that name, first of all?
It's the reason I came up with the name. I'm Leo, so I'm a big fan of the lion.
The lion, okay.
You know, and so the reason I wanted to put this one out first, because this is actually the first of 8 kids book that I wrote already. but my kids in school, my 10-year-old and my 8-year-old, they've been having kind of bully issues, but not say where they're getting beat up or anything. They're getting more
picked on.
Yeah, and then I have like my son. This kid traded his Vans for my little man's LeBron James. You know, so he just, you know, just little stuff that just, you know, they take. He goes in the piggy bank, takes money, take the kids to school. You know, so I feel like I wanted to touch on some areas for the kids that feel like they're not maybe good enough, you know, and
self-esteem.
Yeah, so this book is more where you see a lion, you know, automatically there's a roar, there's going to be that automatic respect. In this one, I wanted the lion to have no roar. That's one of the reasons I decided to come out with this one first.
Okay.
You know.
So tell me a little bit about the book. What's the book about?
So the book is about king and queen that the king has gotten to a point in his, I guess, rulership that he's older, and now they need to think about who's going to be running the kingdom next. And so he has a younger brother, Victus, which is played by Kirk back there in the trailer. And then his wife is concerned about the younger brother because he's evil. And so what she did was she prayed to the gods because her whom I guess is not.
Isn't that usually the story with lions? The other brother's usually the evil one.
I guess so. So what happened was the gods blessed them with a cub, but because they were, you know, of age, like I guess they're at age where you're not supposed to have cub at that age, I guess. So his issue was wouldn't be no roar when he was born. So they had to help him to find that calling, to find who he was and his purpose, you know. But then he had the challenge of his uncle, wanted to get him out because his uncle wanted the kingdom as well. So it went back and forth a little bit, and it looked like the uncle had actually taken over the kingdom for a little bit, but you know, so I wanted to do it where people would still be they would keep reading all the way to the last page of the book. Okay.
And there is a similarity here to what happened to your sons where they were being bullied.
Yes.
So the cub was sort of, I'm getting the story now.
Yes.
The cub was being bullied by the uncle.
Yes.
And so your children were being bullied at school, and this is a message that you want to get out.
Yes, I just wanted to get this out and, you know, just kind of let a lot of kids understand, you know, it doesn't really matter what your issue is. If you believe in yourself and you believe in, you know, I believe in God, you know, so I like to bring him in a little bit as well in whatever I do. And, you know, so I feel like if you include him, you know, whatever is not impossible, whatever you think of that you feel like you can do or accomplish is possible.
Wonderful. That sounds wonderful. And so this is the first in a series of 8 books.
Yes, but this one, I don't know if I will do a continuation of this one yet. It all depends on how the readers feel and if they feel like they want to go in more because of the way I ended the story.
Okay. You know. And so we're not going to tell our audience how you ended the story because then they're not going to go and buy your book.
Right.
So where can they find this book, Lion with No Roar?
They could find it at any online bookstore, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Books Million.
So you're published. You're out everywhere. Wonderful. Yeah. How long has it been out?
This has been out maybe 2 months now, I think. Yeah. So it's
very cool.
Yeah, still new out there, and you know, we have some trailers out right now. We actually did 2 already that just kind of give the watchers hints of what happened in the story, you know. So and one of the bigger part is Victus and how evil he's been in it, and so he's kind of been a little bit out there for me. And so, you know, Kirk, he goes with me some of the places, you know, the people want to see who Victus is, so they get to meet him as well.
They get to meet the evil uncle. And the evil uncle is sitting here with us in the studio, but he's not talking, so I want to know why he's not up here on a mic.
I told him to be over there.
You should join us. Come up and join us because I mean you're the evil uncle. You got to be here. I want to get your take on how you feel about the book. So tell me, how do you feel about the book, and what made you want to portray this character?
Well, all my life, I want to do something with my life. Cornell Bunting discovered me, He said he wanted, I look like the character and he wanted me to play it out, But like I said, I always want to change my life, want to make it better for my kids, myself,
And now you're helping kids with, kids that are being bullied. So I think that's wonderful.
Yes.
I have my 17-year-old. I'm not. Oh my God, he's 19. I'm trying to make myself younger. Yeah. My 19-year-old didn't tell us that he was being bullied when he was in 6th grade.
Wow.
And so he was being bullied quite a lot, and he finally hit the kid, and they got into a fight, and then they both got in trouble.
Yeah.
And that's when we found out, when he came out and said, look, he's been bullying me all this time, and we didn't know. Right. And he had been acting out, and he was getting in trouble all the time, and we didn't know that he was being bullied. So it's so important to talk to your kids, because we thought everything was fine. We just thought he was acting out. We didn't know, and until the fight happened. And after that, he was fine. That was in 6th grade. And I think it's kind of like that coming of age, when you're in elementary school and you've been in the same school for so many years, and then you go to a new school and there's new kids that didn't grow up with you.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of like when it starts. Maybe also like at the beginning of high school when you, you change and there's new people,
Yes.
And my son is one of those kids that's very... he gets along with everybody. To him, it doesn't matter where somebody's from,
Right.
He wants everybody to join in together, and my son's disabled, so he's had a lot of surgeries, and I think that's what helps him be so, diverse. He's been in the hospital with so many he's had 44 surgeries.
Wow.
Well, he's been in the hospital with so many kids from so many countries and so many different hospitals that he's used to being around multinational, multicultural people.
Right.
So to him, it's easy to make friends in any situation, And I think that when he was being bullied, it was because he was disabled. So the kid was calling him all kinds of names.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to tell us. He wanted to be strong. But finally, when he told us, we got him some help. We talked to the teachers, and we were happy that he did end up, I'm sorry to say, hitting the kid because he deserved it. Like all the time picking on him, he just, he built it up,
Yeah. Some kids I do find will act out, immediately when stuff like that happens. But some kids, they'll keep it in because of what is probably being said to them by that other kid, and them not trying to have all that weakness being out there, so everyone is laughing at them,
And have you always been an author, or have you done other things in your career?
So in high school, I actually wrote plays for my school, and so we did a lot of plays at like this Ronnie William Entertainment Center in Jamaica. That was a pretty big place. So I've been writing stories, but I kind of put a break on it after high school, and I think after my 2 series, I did hospitality for a little bit, got some awards in that, then I went into technology, computer, wanted to understand, the computer, and then wanted to understand how to build games. So I actually even have 7 stories I wrote that at some point I want to bring those to life as video games as well,
Okay.
Yeah, so...
And do you have this book on audio, or do you do it on audio?
So I actually just talked with Clit, who is he's a retired, news guy. He does voiceovers and stuff like that. So he's gonna be doing the voiceover for the book. But we do have the ebook version on all those places.
I gotta tell you, I'm very busy with my work and my charity work and things like that, and I love to read. But I found myself that I would have 2 or 3 books on my nightstand, and at night I would try to look, but that iPad was calling out to me to play those those casino games, So what I find now is that I buy the audiobooks.
Yes.
And I have it on automatic, so whenever I turn my car on, the Bluetooth, instead of listening to like regular radio, I mean, I do that sometimes as well, obviously, but I have it on, so I like to listen to my books. And I really feel that I go through a lot of books this way.
Well,
it's a lot easier, you know.
I must tell you, because for everyone that is interested in the story right now, they're going to be in for a treat, because what I'm doing with this as an audio is it's going to have the jungle sounds to it as well. We're trying to bring it alive as far as when the listeners are listening to the whole story. It's very entertaining. Just want to just keep listening.
And it is for children.
Yes.
So it's cool. You could put it in the playroom while the kids are playing, and they can be listening to the story being narrated to them.
Yes. Yes, and I don't know if Marshall want to talk a little bit on this, but we've decided to put together a curriculum. I wrote a script for a pantomime, and we're starting down here. So
we have with us Marcia Lee Lockhart, who is here, and she represents Cornell.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about you.
My name is Marcia Lee Lockhart. I am actually acting as Cornell's publicist, and we are in the process of pushing the line with No Roar, especially for students who have been having issues with bullying, have been having issues with low self-esteem, and they need a pick-me-up or a story that actually highlights those things that they're going through. And we are targeting especially students who are minority students, who need to have a sort of that hero to look to. Mm-hmm. And we want this young lion to be that hero, because he goes through several obstacles, and at the end of it, he finds himself. And I think especially now when the climate is so rich for a positive message for children, this comes right in time where they can say, you know what, yes, there are issues, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And yes, I'm being bullied. Yes, I'm being pressured. Yes, I feel as though I can't find myself. But at the end of the book, they see where this young lion, despite the fact that he had no roar, which is crazy, even in spite of that,
find his roar?
He found his roar. Even in spite of that.
I needed to know that.
Even in spite of that.
I was born roaring. I was like,
he found his roar. he found his roar.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of our children, they're trying to find their roar.
Yeah.
They're, whether it is through, you know, how they look. You know, a lot of times students get picked on a lot because of what they wear. Right. They don't have the newest kicks on, or, you know, their hair isn't the best in terms of fashion sense. Yeah. And they're trying to find their roar. Yeah. And we're trying. The message in this book is saying, be comfortable with who you are. Yes. And in the midst of all that, at the end of the day, you will find your roar.
But that is a great thing to teach kids at that young age. I find I work a lot with women in women training and leadership, and I see it all the time. Women who are in their 30s, in their early 40s, and they are not comfortable with who they are, you know. And I have had in my lifetime, I've had people make fun of me because I have no self-esteem issues, and I'm very happy with who I am. I always say,
awesome.
I always say, you know,
that's awesome.
You know, I am who I am, and I can't change who I am, and that's just, you know, and I have to make myself the best version of myself. And I always often share this on social media, like I'm not in competition with anyone. Yeah. You know, I'm not there to offend anybody. Yeah. I work hard. I do my best. I always, when I put my head down at night on my pillow, I know that I tried my best that day to do and accomplish whatever I can for everybody. Yes. And I am not in competition with anyone. Yes. I'm not better than anyone. Yes. I'm not, you know, and I think we need to teach our young children that, you know, don't be in competition with anyone. Exactly. Not, you know, and I don't know if you've seen, there's an ad, and I can't remember what the brand was, but the ad stuck in my head. They put 17 women in the same, like a top and bottom, like a bathing suit, and they took pictures of them, and they all weighed the same thing. Wow. And they were all different because, you know, some were rounder and some had more curves, and some looked heavy and some didn't, and they weighed the exact same weight.
Wow.
That's an awesome message.
That is.
Because in this day and age where the visual perception of someone is what people go with, you know, they judge you based on what they see. I think a lot of times people compromise who they are on the inside to suit, you know, a particular image that is being I guess the go-to image.
Right.
And as you're saying, you've always been comfortable with yourself. And I think that's a message that our children, especially our young women, need to see or hear, because they've been hearing the contrary.
But that comes from also from your childhood and how you were brought up. You know, I was always made very comfortable about myself by my parents, by, you know, and I gotta say I had very good women role models around me that were okay with themselves. They're my mom, my aunts, my grandmothers, you know, they were very secure women, and that transcends into the child. You know,
It does.
you know, I always tell people, you know, I grew up in Cuba in a 1-bedroom apartment. They had no running water at all. Like we had to use a bucket to. My mom would heat up water in a bucket for me to bathe every day. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. We're island, you know,
Island style.
And I never felt poor.
Yeah.
Ever. I never did.
Perception.
I didn't feel poor. I was so happy. I loved our little apartment. I loved our family. When we came here from Cuba and I had all these luxuries, I felt like, wow.
Yeah.
Now we're like, you know, we have an apartment with running water. We're millionaires, you know. And I've always been comfortable. It's just who I am, you know. But I think we need to teach our kids that you don't have to see what other kids are wearing. You don't have to wear what they're wearing to be comfortable with who you are. You know, and my son went through that period of time where he was trading his LeBrons for his this and that, and I was like, why are you wearing somebody else's shoes? I didn't get it, you know.
Or wanting to have the popular shoe, so wanting a Jordan versus Skechers, like, okay, why?
Yeah, I'd rather wear clean shoes that belong to me than dirty shoes that belong to somebody else. But you know, but well, I want to thank you very much for being here. We're out of time, but
thank you.
I would love for you to come back when you have your second book, and we can talk about it some more.
Definitely.
This sounds like a wonderful book. If you're listening to us, please visit Tallawah.com. That's TALLAHWAH.com. If you want to learn more, or Google Lion with No Roar, and you can find it at Barnes and Nobles and all the major
Amazon,
bookstores.
Book Million. Yeah.
That's Lion with No Roar. Thank you very much for being here. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
South Florida, we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Here's Help radio show.